land a ship with this current VTOL mode. You can land any ship. As you can see, I've chose the Freelancer MIS, which is not a VTOL able ship right now. But you can do this with any ship, VTOL or not. I'll walk you through the steps. I'll explain what I'm doing. You should be able to see, I'm using the Tobii eye tracker, so you should be able to see where my gaze is looking, what my settings are. I'll explain it as I go. Now, take off, the first thing I do, throttle is 0. Limiter, as you can see right here, 0. I have nothing. First thing I'm going to do is use strafe, which is tied to my primary flight controller analog joystick that's on it. And I'm going to rise up and then slowly increase the limiter just a tad so it can increase the speed without touching the throttle or anything else. Let off the strafe, I come to a complete stop. I hit F4, as you can see, I'm at a complete stop. Raise my gear. I'm going to fly out a bit. Increase my limit, increase my throttle, and fly around. First thing I do is come to a complete stop. Throttle is now 0, limiter is now 0. While it's doing that, I'm going to go here, go to comms, and request a landing. After I do that, lower my gear. Now, I'm going to increase the limiter about halfway, as you can see right here. I'll bring my throttle up to about half. Then increase my limiter, not my throttle. So I'm speeding up, slowing down using the limiter. Notice it never touches that line. Nice and smooth. To get close, I'm going to come to a complete stop again, line myself up where I want to be. Now I have two options. I can stop at the upper the first box that appears up here at the top where my crosshair is and use auto landing, or I can manually do it. I'll do it manual for the sake of this video. Throttle is still set about 25% now. I'm going to bring the limiter in and forward it. I can speed up, slow down, but I do not touch the throttle. I'm using strafe. Speed it up a little bit. Once I get into this area, I'm going to bring the limiter to 0, throttle to 0. Now I'm using my main controller just to show you I still have control. But I'm not going to use that main controller. I want to check where I'm at because I'm using manual land now. Now I'm going to use and slowly bring my limiter up only with strafe until I'm about over the pad. I can speed this up with the limiter if I want, but I'm not going to. Stop the limiter, strafe down. If I want to increase my strafe down, again, just notch the limiter up a bit. Here I go. Perfect landing. I want to take off again. I just reversed what I just did. If I want to land again, do the same thing. My limiter is not, but my throttle is at 0. And that's the part everybody's missing. You are playing with the throttle and it'll flip you right upside down. That's why you leave the throttle alone. You use nothing but strafe and your limiter to control any kind of speed with strafe. And that's it. And I can do this all day long. Here, I'll take it out again. Now I'll increase throttle and a limiter so I can increase that. The problem is they have this tied to everything. And I don't know if it's a bug or what it is, but having a limit tied to both axes or functions is confusing a lot of people. And that's the problem. Because if you use your throttle, you are going to flip over. If you leave the damn throttle alone, you won't. And now I'm going to come in and I'm going to do it even faster to prove it. I'll get down here. I guess I better call for landing first. Again, once I get in, I've got my throttle set at about 25%, but once I get close, I come to a complete stop, limiter and throttle down. Now I go to strafe, and strafe only. And I bring myself forward. And then I drop it to 0. I have to check where I'm at because I can't see. Which way was I supposed to go? This way, I guess. What I'll do now is strafe over. Slow. Notice I'm using the limiter, not the throttle. Back up set. Yep. And now strafe down. And I'll increase limiter just a little bit to speed me up. Well, that was a little hard, but you get the idea. That's how you land. And you can do it every single time in any ship.